Good morning, everyone. Tiffany Mint here. Welcome to Morning Tea with Tiffany. I think I'm live. Usually I see like a little timer up top, so I hope that you guys can see me. I'm not sure if you can or not. I just came back from my walk. Hey, good morning, Karen. Okay, you can see me. I just came back from my walk this morning. I didn't even have a chance to, change my shirt or anything. So this is me with no, filters, no, nothing. I'm just, yeah. So, I usually like to, good morning. I usually like to, at least sort of freshen up a little bit before I come online because I post these videos to my video library on my website, but I didn't want to be late this morning and I just got a late start. Karen says, have fun reading tonight. I will. I want to actually talk about that, but I'm going to say our morning prayer first. And I didn't bring my glasses in here either. I'm all over the place this morning. Okay, forgive me. Good morning, James. I'm going to say the prayer, and I got to read it, but, I don't have my glasses. So I'm having a rough one this morning. Anyway, join me for prayer, please. Father, thank you for looking beyond my faults and for loving me unconditionally. Forgive me when I fail to love others in the same way. Give me eyes to see the needs of the difficult people in my life and show me how to meet those needs in a way that pleases you. In your son, Jesus Christ's name, amen. Thanks, Karen. Okay, so we're going to talk about some announcements today. I'm kind of excited to just talk about a few things. So on May 21st, what we were doing, when I say we, I mean, TSM Mortgage Professionals and Helping Hands. We were, before the whole pandemic happened, we were putting together these monthly social mixers, okay? Like these networking events where we really wanted to, meet people, give our businesses some exposure, give Helping Hands, our nonprofit, some exposure, learn about other people and their businesses and figure out, how we can make connections and share, the things that we were doing, collaborate with some existing nonprofit organizations and, just greeting, sharing and, trying to connect. And when the coronavirus sort of hit us really hard, we've been unable to do those things. We have an office out in Norfolk and that we share between, my business, TSM Mortgage Professionals, Sandra's business, and she's got several, Royal Occasions, her travel and event planning business, her paparazzi business, and Helping Hands. And, so we're trying to, establish an audience and meet on a monthly basis. And that sort of fell to the wayside, with everything with the coronavirus. So we'd like to start that back up again virtually. Okay. And so we had a date that was scheduled for May 21st, and we'd like to keep that date. And so I wanted to make that announcement. We'll set up a Zoom. And if you are interested in joining us and sharing your business, talking about your business, because you'll have some FaceTime with Zoom. You can actually get on there and we can see you and talk to you and share. If you're interested in doing that, promoting your business, promoting a company that you work for, whatever it is, we'd like to do that. So that's going to be on May 21st at 7 p.m. It's from 7 to 9. So come join us, share your business needs, let us know how we can help each other, and we really look forward to connecting with you. Sandra's on. I can see you. Hey, Sandra. Andy's on. Kathy is on. Good morning. Adrienne is on. Good morning. Thank you guys so much for joining my faithful troopers that hang out with me every morning at 8:15. Thank you so much. Okay, so that was one reminder. And then the home buyer education is coming back up. I do that every month. Okay. I was doing it face to face. Now, we're doing it live on Zoom. So go to Eventbrite. There's also an event posted in the group here already, but I'll repost that. If you know of someone who is interested in purchasing a home or just wants to get some education on homeownership, this is the class. It's a free class. I offer it every first Tuesday of every month. So it's going to be on May 5th. Okay. And that's from 7 to 9 p.m. as well. All right. So I wanted to share that. And then hey, good morning, Monica. Thanks for joining. So funny. Monica and I was supposed to get some things to Monica, and I thought I sent them, but it appears that I didn't. And then I told her last night that I was going to resend them, and my life got complicated last night. I just had 101 things going on, and I emailed her or texted her and said, I haven't forgotten about you. And lo and behold, I forgot. So on my walk this morning, I sent her a text message, and I'm like, I am so sorry. I did forget you, but Monica, I will send that information over to you right after this live. I promise. And I don't like to break promises. So I will take care of that right away. So the other thing that I wanted to talk about is Karen, and thank you for being here, Karen. I'm gonna talk about you a little bit this morning. Karen invited me to this read-in. Okay, it's called Virtual Village Read-In. Okay, and it will be my turn to read tonight. Okay, I'm reading a book by Grace Byers called I Am Enough. Okay, and the nonprofit that puts this on is called, Karen, correct me if I'm saying any of this wrong, Clever Community in Action, okay? Star Armstrong and Rodney Jordan, okay? And they're doing some wonderful things in the community. And one of those things is having this read-in, okay? So I will be reading tonight. And this is a new experience for me, but it's really fun. Karen read last night, and Karen shared a little bit about her nonprofit before she read her books last night. And I really want to talk about Karen's business or her nonprofit, okay? Because she's really doing some fantastic things in this community. And, listening to her last night and hearing her story, just really inspired me. So I want to share, what I got from your story, Karen. I want to share that, and I hope you don't mind me doing that. So Karen is with Youth Earn and Learn Jobs for Kids, okay? And she started this nonprofit. Again, if I have the details wrong, Karen, please correct me. Back in 2011, and Karen spoke about like food deserts, how in our communities, especially the African American community, that there are a lot of places where, people have to travel a distance, to get to the grocery store and to purchase things, good food, organic food that is healthy for them. And part of what Karen's nonprofit does is gives those communities an opportunity to have, healthy food and learn about eating healthy and having fresh fruits and vegetables. And that's what her meal deals are. She's got tons of stuff, and she's doing so much great stuff. So I really thought that was great. And Karen, shared a story of, her journey to weight loss. And it really inspired me, and it really boils down to just understanding what foods to put into your body and eating healthy. And so now she has this platform where she's teaching children and adults, because I'm learning now too, just by listening to her, to eat healthy. And so she is a partner in good health, and she has a lot of things to share. So I encourage you, Karen, put your information please in the group again, your website. Share some of the things that you do, because I really think what you're doing is awesome, and it really inspired me. And I'm going to talk to you. I'm going to call you at some point, maybe over the weekend, and reach out to you, because I want to know more about your produce, your fruits and vegetables, and I want to understand what more of what you're doing, and because I struggle with weight loss myself and just eating healthy. I think I mentioned yesterday that I'm a comfort food eater, I'm a stress eater, and there are things I love, carbs galore. At one point in time, I could, just sit and eat a bowl of mashed potatoes. I mean, I love mashed potatoes, and it's horrible, but and my excuse is, well, it's a vegetable, but it's not good, and I've struggled all my life, after having children, with trying to keep my weight in line. And, I go back and I look at pictures, and, we all have, those pictures that we cringe when we look at them, right? And I have a lot of them, and not just from a weight perspective, but just, what was I thinking and what I was wearing, or what the heck, look at my hair, like what is happening here? And I don't want to show those pictures, but, getting back to, what Karen's doing is, she's educating young adults, young people, old people, people of all walks of life on healthy eating, fresh fruits and vegetables. She's got these meal plans, or is that what you're calling them, Karen? I'm sorry, meal plans or meal deals. And I think we should support her in that. So Karen, please, share your information. I'm going to be reaching out to you to find out, to really dig into more of what you're doing, and also figure out, how Helping Hands can join you in that charge, as far as, educating people on good health. And I'm hoping, if we join forces, if there's a connection there, that I will be able to have a journey and a story the same as you did. So I really wanted to share that. I was touched by it last night. I was very inspired by the things that you were saying, and I wanted to share them. So guys, let's support Karen and what she's doing, because it's a beautiful thing. Karen says, Chef's Choice heat and eat meals and premium salads. Yeah, so I need to check into that, Karen, for real. I really do. So those are my announcements today. Okay, so Youth Earn and Learn, fresh fruits and vegetables. Learn more about it. Social Mixer, May 21st, Homebuyer Education. Those are the things that I wanted to share today. So you guys, hope to see you at some of these events and things. Okay. Andy says, I used to eat lots of carbs too, but became diabetic last year. So be careful. I know. I mean, I'm better at it. I really am. I don't do that anymore, but I do love mashed potatoes, mac and cheese. I will tell you guys this, and my kids laugh at me. But my house, will always have these few things in it. And it's when I tell you, Karen, you're going to cringe when I tell you this, probably. Cheese, we could have nothing in our refrigerator except for cheese. Okay, we always have cheese. We always have butter. Okay, and I'm not talking about the margarine and the healthy and all that. I'm talking about sweet cream, salted butter. Okay, that's what I cook with. All right, so always cheese, always butter, and always sour cream. Okay, those are the three things that if my refrigerator was completely bare and had nothing else in it, those three things would be in it. Okay. I love those things, and they are all not good for you. In large portions, they are not good for you. So I need to make some changes. I'm still going to have those things in my fridge. I'm just being honest, but I need to work on, maybe it being a little more moderation. Okay. Karen says real butter is better than margarine. Okay, great. So is my sweet cream salted butter okay? I don't know whether it is or not. I just know it tastes so good, and I cook with that. And olive oil, I always have olive oil as well, and white wine. All right, so those are announcements, and I want to now move into today's topic, okay? Because I have actually a lot. I got like 4 pages of stuff that I wrote down last night, and I'd like to get through all of it if at all possible. So today's topic was, what does unconditional love look like for you? And we've been talking a lot about love recently, and I don't know if organically this is just happening, or if maybe there's something in my subconscious that feels like I need to, share how I feel about love. I'm not sure. But anyway, that's our topic for today. I am drinking peppermint today. Okay. I only have peppermint and honey, lavender, and honey vanilla. Those are the 3 that I have right now. So I'm going to, finish those off. Money's a little tight right now, so I can't go, crazy on my teas. My tea is kind of a luxury, right? At this point, anything other than water is a luxury right now, because of, what's happening in the economy and and my personal pocketbook. So anyway, today is peppermint, and it's delicious. Okay. So our topic, what does unconditional love look like for you? I wish I had my glasses. I don't want to get up and go get them. All right. So unconditional love to me means no matter what the circumstance is, your love for something never dies. It's steadfast, right? Okay. When I think of unconditional love, I think about my children. I think about nothing. There is nothing in this world, that my children could do that would make me stop loving them. They will do things that will disappoint me and my husband. They will, do things that will frustrate us to no end. But there is absolutely nothing. There's nothing that they could do, say, that would make me, not have unconditional love for them. Sandra says, unconditional love looks like my husband. He loves me unconditionally. I sometimes give that man pure hell, and yet, I'm trying to get it, Sandy. Oh, shoot. Darn it. Okay. And yet, He doesn't get rid of me. Amen. Fred is an angel. Girl, you know I love me some Fred now, okay? Yes, he is a good man. He is a good man, and he does love you unconditionally. He does. So that's a beautiful thing. That is a beautiful thing. I feel the same way about Matt, like I get on his nerves. I know I do. Okay. He's still hanging in there with me. Um, so, and, oh, I say hello to my handsome hubby. He brought me my glasses. Thank you. Okay. So, and now the light is like, I got this little ring thing happening in my glasses. So I'll take them off as I look up. But, when I'm reading, I need them. All right. So, the kind of unconditional love is the kind of love that even when your spouse or your significant other does something to hurt you, you forgive them. And, and we do that a lot in life, right? We're constantly, there's so many stresses in life, and there's so many times when we're faced with things where we're making, not so good decisions, and it's comforting to know that you have someone who is going to love you no matter what, through the good, through the bad, and having someone that loves you in that manner is, it's beyond what a person could ask for. And unconditional love for me means forgiveness. Unconditional love for me is affection without limitation. What does that mean? What does that mean to you guys? Affection without limitations. Doesn't matter what it is. What it is. I will always feel this way for you. Doesn't matter if, I have unconditional love for, the friends in my life, Sandra, one of my best friends, unconditional love, Veronica, my best friend since we were, little, like, I don't know, what is it? Maybe 5 or 6 years old. We've spent our lives together. Unconditional love. I rarely see Veronica. She lives a ways away from me, and we don't see each other or talk as much as we would like to because our lives are just so crazy. But I love that girl to death. Okay. Feel the same way about Sandra. Love her to death, and those two people could never do anything that would make me not love them, simply because of who they are and what they've been to me in my life. My husband, love him unconditionally. He's my partner, my forever partner in life. And, we battle sometimes hard, but we're together, we're bound by God, so it's unconditional. Monica says, it doesn't matter what's going on or what someone does. It doesn't change the love that you have in your heart for them. That is so true. Even when you're angry, even when you're upset, even when you're fighting, a lot of times we say things out of anger, like, well, if you love me, you wouldn't do XYZ, whatever. Sometimes we just make poor decisions on things we say, things that we do, but it does not take away from the love that we have for that person, even when we do things to hurt them. You know, I'm a person that kind of compartmentalizes things. And when I say that, I mean, I put things into categories, you know, and love is a category on its own. So if I do, you know, something that is not acceptable in a relationship that I have, you know, with anybody, friends, spouse, children, whatever, that has nothing to do with the love that I have for that person or people in my life. They're two separate things. They're not connected. And for me, anyway, my love is my love, you know. Now, sometimes, you know, some people can be very malicious and do hurtful things, but and say that they love you, okay, but those are two different things, you know, because there are certain actions, certain things that you do, you know, people try to say, oh, you know, I love you, I do it because I love you, or I don't know what the excuse may be, but that's not the case. It's not real love. It's not unconditional love, okay. Unconditional love for me is being unselfish, okay? It's not about you all the time, you know? It's not about me all the time. It's about just putting someone before you all the time, you know? And just giving of yourself, again, without limitations. I wrote down here, caring about the happiness of the other person, right? You'll do anything to help that person feel happiness without expecting anything in return. Hey, Carol, welcome. Thanks for joining. So that one really, you know, when I was sort of just, you know, writing some things down, thinking about how I feel personally, and, you know, just, I always do a little research on a topic before I get on and share, because I want to speak intelligently. I don't want to misinform anybody, but I also want to share my opinion as well. Yes, Andy, Veronica Gregory, you know, yes, that's, you know, we grew up together. That's my girl. Andy says, Oprah always says, love is a verb, not a noun. Love is action. Yes, it is. Oh, that's good. That's good. Thank you, Oprah. That's why I love Oprah. That's why I want to, you know, in my, you know, subconscious life, I really want to be Oprah. You know, I'm a huge Oprah fan. I love her. And Oprah is the person who got me to really thinking deeply. I think I used to just watch all of her shows, and she just has a way of really digging deep, and when she shares, it just, I don't know, it just touches your soul, or at least it did for me anyway. So I love Oprah. Okay, I don't watch Oprah much, and I know her show is not on anymore, and you know, so I haven't connected with Oprah on that level in a very long time. But when I did, you know, really watch her shows and all the things that she was doing, I fell in love with her. I love Oprah. Okay, so caring about happiness of the other person, doing anything to help that person feel happiness without expecting anything in return. Okay, so when you have an unconditional love for someone, it matters not what they do, It, I mean, you just want to give your whole being to that person. Just everything that you possibly can, you know, in order to make them happy. You sacrifice yourself to make that person happy. Unselfish, right? That was a word that I gave you, unselfish, when I'm describing unconditional love. Um, I'm going to get off topic for just a second because last night, I remember yesterday I was telling you, we were talking about, strength yesterday, right? What was our topic yesterday? I forgot already. Oh, when I'm in pain, physical and emotional pain, right? We talked about that yesterday. And then I started talking about strength and how I loved the movie 300. Okay, Gerard Butler. He was the character, the main character. I could not for my life remember that. And I asked Matt about it last night and he couldn't remember either. He's like, what's that guy's name? So he looked it up for me. So it's Gerard Butler. But if you have not watched that movie, there's so many lessons to be learned from that movie. If you have not watched it, I encourage you to watch it this weekend. I think I might sit down with the kids and hubby this weekend and watch that as well. And then we can talk about it on Monday because it's a really good movie and I want to know what you guys got out of it. So anyway, I know I just switched gears for a second, but I had that written down and I wanted to remind you guys of the movie 300, Gerard Butler. Okay. All right. So getting back to loving unconditionally. How do you love someone unconditionally? Love is patience. Yes. Love is kindness. Isn't it, Karen? How do we love someone unconditionally? All right. So I wrote down 6 things that I want to talk about. And the first one is endurance during the rough times. Okay. So if you're loving someone unconditionally, Andy says Matt is awesome. I miss you both so much. Oh, I will let him know. He's probably listening in the other room right now. But I will let him know that you think he's awesome, Andy. So endurance during the rough times, hanging in there, regardless through the storm, weathering the storm together. The second thing I wrote down was embrace every moment together, whether it's good, whether it's bad, whether it's, indifferent, whatever it is, finding your way back to each other to, embrace those beautiful moments that you have. I think that way about friendships and relationships that I have. And, I'm horrible with keeping in touch. I'm not really a phone person, believe it or not. I don't really like to talk on the phone. As much as I love to talk, I don't like talking on the phone. I would rather text or email or, make a comment on Facebook or something like that. That's kind of my thing. But, so, getting back to embracing every moment together, like find your way back. If you don't talk to someone for a while or you haven't talked to someone in a long while and you love them or you say that you love them, then reach out and connect, and renew that relationship. Get back together and embrace, even in your distance, embrace the beautiful moments that you shared together. I do that a lot on my walks. I think about people that I have not talked to in a while that have touched my life, and sometimes it saddens me that, there's not a connection there anymore. But, in my heart, that those people, that person will always be, special to me and have a piece of my heart. I feel that way also about my brother. Like I rarely talk to my brother
I think about him all the time. And I love him to the moon and back. I love all my siblings, but I have a special connection with my brother Vaughn, and you know, I think about the fact that we don't talk very much, but I always know that on my birthday I will hear from him every year. You know, I'm 50 now. I know that if I don't talk to him all year long, I will get a text from him on my birthday, and it makes me feel very special. And so I love thinking about that. I love embracing those moments, the small moments that I share, with him, even the smallest of things. I just saw somebody put a mad face. Maybe that was a mistake, but I hope I didn't say anything that offended anyone, because I'm looking at the emojis as they're popping up, and a lot of them are like thumbs up, likes, loves. Sometimes I see the laughing emoji if I say something that, strikes the funny emotion in somebody. But I just saw one that went up that said, that was like the angry face, the angry emoji. So I hope that was a mistake. But if I said something to upset someone, then I apologize. Monica says, sometimes you have to realize if someone has unconditional love for you. I thought I did, but when I went through oh, okay. Oh, let me get my glasses, Monica. Sorry. When I went through, oh gosh, I'm so sorry. When I went through what I did that you and Sandra know about, yes, we do. I was hurt in my soul. It took a while to love and trust someone unconditionally again, but now I know what it feels like for someone other than my kids and my mom to have true unconditional love for me. John put up with so much for me and stuck in there, especially when I was pushing him away. My happiness and my success is all he cares about. It's a great thing. Monica, I am about to cry, girl. Sandra and I talk about this. We talk about you. We do, but in a good way. About how happy you are and the joy that we see in your face, when you're just so happy right now. We talk about how great John is, that we love John, and we love John because John loves you and because of how he treats you. And you and John supported me in a speaking event last year that I had with a nonprofit that I was working with. And we all went out afterwards, right? And John, took care of everybody, and it was so much fun. We had such a great time. And Sandra and I walked away from that evening with you guys, and we were just like, oh my gosh, like he is Prince Charming. And you're like just a giddy little girl when you're with him, and it's beautiful. It's so beautiful. And yes, that is unconditional love, because you have gone through quite a bit in your life, experiencing what you've experienced. And John is your knight in shining armor, and we see that. We can see it, and we love him just because of how happy he has made you. So thank you for sharing that, because that was awesome and right on time. Okay. Monica also says, the worst is when you lose someone loved you unconditionally, because those people are hard to find. And when I lost my dad, a part of my heart was gone. People who love you unconditionally will always have a part of your heart. Yes, that's true. That is so true. I'm very close, or was very close, with my grandfather, who I don't know if many of you know this, but I don't know. I've never known who my father was. And so growing up, my grandfather was the only father that I've ever known. And that man walked on water in my life. Okay. I mean, and you look, we all have our past and our histories and things that we are not proud of, that we've done and all of that. And I'm sure there are plenty of things that my grandfather, who rests in peace, I have his urn, he is here with me, um, that there is nothing that anyone could ever tell me about my grandfather, Tommy Lee Ryan, my dad. We called him Daddy. I called him Daddy. There's nothing that anyone can say about him, his past, his anything that will change the way that I love that man and how I look up to him. He was my hero. He is my hero in heaven. I love that man unconditionally. There's nothing, no one could say anything that would ever make me feel any differently for him. So I understand that wholeheartedly. I do. And I miss him so very much. I do. I'm getting a little emotional just thinking about it. But yes, my dad, I love him. I saw the mad face too. What's up with that? Yeah, I don't know. I'm hoping the angry face was an accident. I mean, I don't think I said anything to offend anybody. If I did, I'm sorry. Sandra says, yes, Monica, that season was to prepare you for all that you have now. I'm happy for you. And I love John. What else did she say? Gosh, guys, I cannot do this. You deserve everything you have now. Yes, you do, Monica. You're a beautiful person. And John is lucky. We're talking about, how much we love John and John is so great and all that. But Monica, you are a beautiful person and he is lucky to have you, So you guys enjoy each other, love each other forever, because that's a beautiful thing. That relationship right now is just, I'm like, when I look at my smile, when I think about you and John, I'm just like, oh my gosh, that is just so beautiful. Monica says, thank you, Sandra. Sandra says, okay, we already read that. And then Sandra says, my grandparents were my world. Yes. And I know your story too, Sandra. And, it's just happy. It's so great to have someone in your life, that you feel that kind of love for, and that it's reciprocated. So that's a beautiful thing. All right. So here's some more lists. Okay. Or more things I put on my list. Mutual respect for one another is a way to display unconditional love. Making space in your life to listen and hear, or making space in their life to listen and hear you. Okay. A lot of times, and we're all guilty of this, we can become very self-centered and what our thoughts and our feelings are and all about us. When you love someone unconditionally, it's a selfless love. Okay. So making time and space in your life to hear the other person, to feel the other person, to feel their pain is unconditional love. Kathy says, sorry, I have to leave. Have a wonderful weekend. Peace and love. Thanks, Kath. I'm sorry if I missed you. But I know I'll see you again, Monday or next week. Okay. And Sandy says, enjoy your day. So again, making space in your life to listen and hear on both sides, hear what the other person is saying. Remember we talked about rehearsing. I mean, this all, like I said, everything's all connected. We talked about effective listening, effective or active listening and effective communication. And that's a piece of it, right? Like, don't rehearse how you're going to respond to something that someone is saying, or be in your own world, or relate everything back to you when, someone's trying to share with you. Open your heart and listen and hear them. There'll be a time when you're going to be able to share your piece, and maybe at that particular time, that person needs to share what they feel and what they need to get off their chest. Give them that time to be able to do that, and then ask for time later, not in that same moment. Looking at someone and knowing they are looking back at you. What do you think about that, guys? That one was one of my favorites. Looking at someone and knowing that they are looking back at you. What does that mean to you? What that means to me is, have you ever had someone look at you and feel that they could see right through the surface of your being? Like they could see right into your heart. That's what that means to me. Look, when you love someone unconditionally, it doesn't matter what's happening right here in front of you. Like you can see through the good, through the bad, through, the crazy ideas, the whatever it is, and know that everything that comes from that person, when you love them unconditionally or they love you unconditionally, comes right from their heart. Like everything that they do, everything that they say is, comes from a place of love. Andy says, like an avatar, I see you. I love that. Yes. Okay. Unconditional love is seeing you for you and not the projection of the person that they think you should be. What do you think about that? All right. Seeing you for you and not the projection of the person that they think you should be. A lot of people say they love you, right? But I think they may, who knows? I don't know this for sure, but maybe they love the person that they want to turn you into. Maybe they love the person that they wish that they were, right? And they're projecting that onto you. Okay? So when you love someone unconditionally, you love them for who they are, for what they bring to the table, for what their quirky things are. I have a lot of quirks, a lot of them. And, unconditional love is someone loving me, my friends, my family, my spouse, my, all that, loving me with all of those quirks, and laughing with me, not at me, but understanding who I am, and maybe I'm not everything that, they would like in a friend or relationship or whatever, but what I am, they're accepting for me because of who I am, not trying to make me someone that, they want me to be, the friend that they want me to be, or the mom that they want me to be, or the wife that they want me to be. You know what I mean? It's just, it's loving the person for who they are and what they, represent in your life or bring to your life. All right. So those were the 6 things for me that I thought were, when I think of unconditional love, those are the things that I think of. Signs of unconditional love. Let's talk about the signs of unconditional love. Okay. Here are some signs that will tell you whether there's unconditional love in your life, whether it be you or, the other people in your life. All right. So signs of unconditional love. 1, you want to grow old together. If it's your spouse, being with them forever, seeing a future with them, seeing yourself grow old together, sitting on a porch, going on vacation. My husband and I talk about this all the time, like once the kids are out of school and, we're done, paying for everything and we actually have some money to spend on ourselves, that we're going to travel. We both want to do that. We want to just go places and see things and do things. So, growing old together, sharing deepest, darkest secrets. Okay, that's a sign of unconditional love. Not being afraid to be vulnerable, knowing that you can be who you are and share the good, the bad, the ugly, and that person is still going to love you. So peeling back the layers of an onion, and as those layers are being peeled back, your covering is disappearing. So you're completely vulnerable, and it's like standing in front of somebody naked, right? When you're not in shape, and being okay with that, when you know that someone loves you unconditionally, none of that matters. None of that matters. And so that's signs of unconditional love. Proud of you, okay? A sign of unconditional love, being proud of you and sharing it, like telling you that, they're proud of you, or you telling someone else that you're proud of them, proud of who they are and what they represent in your life. You disagree, but you always make up. Okay? Sometimes we go to bed angry. I know I do. I'm being completely transparent here. But you find your way back to each other, not just in an intimate sense, but just, you just find your way back. You know that this is a person that you love and you want and need to have in your life. So you swallow your pride. Sometimes it's hard to do. I know it's hard for me sometimes. And you find your way back. You say, I'm sorry, and sometimes you say, I'm sorry, even if you don't know why you're saying you're sorry, just because you need and you want to have that person back in your life. You want to be safe and feel like your partner. And again, it's not always just your spouse. It could be friends. It could be family, whoever. But find your way back. Find your way back to that person. Chivalry. Okay. In this day and age, chivalry is dead, but opening a car door, if you are cold and they offer you a jacket. My husband heard me say that I needed my glasses. He brought them to me, right? Those are, some of the signs of unconditional love, even the smallest things, the smallest things. Being protective, okay? Right, wrong, or indifferent. If you say something or your husband, I remember this. I gotta tell you this story. My husband probably doesn't even remember this, but he was coaching basketball at Tallwood High School, and it was probably in the earlier years of him coaching. I can't remember now, but those of you who know Matt and his career, he went on this incredible run with his basketball team. It was unbelievable. And
there was a lot of tough love, you know, with him and his players, and, you know, things that he had to do, decisions that he had to make, all for the betterment of the individual, which came first, the player came first, but and then the team. And so those of you who are sports moms and dads, okay, you get this, right? Sometimes we think our kid is the you know, the best of, you know, and even if they're not, you know, we just love our children so much. We just think, you know, and we get very competitive. Sometimes the parents are worse than the kids, you know, in these sports and stuff. And there were these parents that at the game or after the game, they tried to come at Matt for something. I can't even remember what it was. A decision that he made. Maybe the kid didn't get playing time. Who knows? And, you know, the wife and the husband, you know, like tried to go in on him, you know, and I was there. I'm not a violent person by any means, you know, but it boiled me up so much inside that I, you know, went into attack mode as well, you know, and so, you know, when you love someone unconditionally, okay, in this particular case, Matt was in the right, like he didn't do anything wrong, but even if he had done something wrong, you know, you're not going to come at, you know, my husband, my children, anybody, any kind of way. That's just not how it's going to happen. So you go into attack mode and protective mode when, you know, someone threatens something that you love unconditionally, you know, and those are our expectations, you know, as wives, as husbands, you know, like, I don't care. You tell me I'm wrong later. Okay. The expectation is that if someone's coming at me in a way that is disrespectful, that is, you know, harmful, either physically, emotionally, or whatever, you know, you're going to protect that person. Figure out the rest later, but you go into attack mode. I am like that with my children. I mean, I am not a violent or mean or any of that person, you know. I try to see the good in everything, you know, can't we just all get along kind of mentality. That's me. But when it comes to my children, oh, you will see a side of me that you have never seen before. I can promise you that. Andy says, okay, Monica, I saw this interview, and when they were on that role that you posted a few weeks ago, I don't know what you're talking about. Some sports parents are crazy. It's about them and not the child. Yeah, it really is. I don't know which one you're talking about, Monica. You'll have to share that. And Andy says, Jeff is very protective of me. When I was 8 months pregnant, we were both firefighters. Oh, I didn't know that about you, Andy. A firefighter? We'll have to talk about that too. Okay. I was literally climbing up and driving fire trucks. Jeff was the chief, and finally he pulled rank and told me I couldn't answer calls anymore. I was mad at first, but then realized that he was protecting me. Yes, protecting you and your unborn child, girl, because you were 8 months pregnant. Absolutely. So okay, so we get protective, right? Protection for unconditional love. Here's the last thing that I want to say about signs of unconditional love. Emotionally being vulnerable in front of your spouse or significant other or whoever that person is in your life, and having a comfort in being vulnerable. Okay, you don't have to put on a mask for someone that loves you unconditionally. It's okay to peel back the layers. Okay, it's okay to be
who you are, because if that person loves you unconditionally, they already see who you are. They already know that. They are that person that can look deep past the surface and straight into your heart, and knows who you are, what you are, and is going to love you regardless of anything, you know? So those are signs of unconditional love. All right. I know we're past probably in the 9 o'clock mark. I'm pretty confident of that. Again, I just, I start gabbing, and that's, there's no end to it. A reflection exercise. Okay, so yesterday, I don't know if you guys want to share this really quick in the feed here. Yesterday, we talked about future self, right? Our future self coming back to our current self, and what would we say? And if we had 30 minutes, what would we say? If we had 10 minutes, what would we say? If we had 60 seconds, what would we say? I'm going to share my things with you very quickly. 30 minutes, okay? I would share stories and experiences of my life, things that my 50-year-old self had not experienced. So I would go back to that 50-year-old self and say, here are the things that you have to look forward to. Here are the experiences that, that you're going to have, the good, the bad, the ugly. I would talk about pain. Remember, one of the things that I speak about all the time is navigating yourself through life, right? So navigating myself through my career, like navigation is like a word that I use all the time. And so I would come back and talk to my current self about avoiding the pitfalls, how to successfully navigate yourself through life, through this journey called life, right? I do that, I know I always go back to what I do for a living, my business, but navigating your way to success for, your entrepreneurship journey, okay? I like to teach people. I've learned a lot in my years as a mortgage banker, and I want to show other people. I want to help them navigate their way through that career if that's something that they want to do, because I have experience. I've done that before. So helping people navigate their way through life, helping my current self navigate my way to 110 years old. All right. Spontaneity. Okay. Telling myself, my current self, to be spontaneous. Just do it. Just do it. You may not make it to 110, enjoy your life. Be fearless. Okay. And, I would also share the lessons that I've learned over time. Okay. Andy says, my future self would tell me that it will be okay. Be kind to yourself. Trust God. Give me insight to the future. And especially Caitlin, your daughter. Yes, that's good. Yeah. Okay, these are the things that are going to happen. There's some shows right now. My youngest daughter, Alyssa, used to watch a show where the guy was like really fast. Oh gosh, I'm so bad at this. I'm gonna figure out that show that she used to watch. But anyway, they would fly. He would go forward and backwards into the future, and because he was like really really fast, and so he could fly into the future. Do you know the name of that show? Flash. So yeah. And so he would get a glimpse of the future, and then he could come back into the present, and then they would try to change, the future, because he already knew what was going to happen. So it's kind of the same thing. Okay, so those are the things that we would that I would share with my current self. If I had 10 minutes, okay, all the things I would say, do all the things that you never thought that you could do, all the things that you must do that you never did. Okay, like you have to do this. You've got to have this experience. You've got to do these things. And then my 60-second self, I have just a few things that I jotted down. Love hard, okay? Just unconditional love. Just put it out there. Have no regrets, okay? Everything in life, if we do things, our life, I feel, are predestined for us, or predetermined for us. So it's the choices that we make. So just live your life. And yes, we will have some regrets in life, but don't let them deter you from living your best life. Smile often, okay? Smiling is, we talked about this yesterday, one of the languages of love, just smile, be happy. Laugh out loud. A good laugh is always a great thing. Sometimes it's so funny. Like, we watch these comedians. We're Kevin Hart fans, and gosh, babe, what's that other Anthony Anderson? What's that show? That's so funny. God, Blackish. And there are some things that happen in those shows, and it's so real life, but they just have a funny view of it, right? That they display. And sometimes we sit and we, like, the laughs that come out of us are just, it's unreal. Like how just one little thing can sort of trigger this hearty, laugh or uncontrollable laugh, so laugh out loud, be okay with laughing out loud. And then finally, forgive. Okay. So those are the things that I want to share with you guys today. I know I've gone way over our time. I'm going to give you your assignment for your writing prompt for Monday, because today is Friday. And that is, I really wish others knew this about me. I really wish others knew this about me. Okay, so that's our writing prompt for Monday. And then reflection. Okay, we always have a reflection exercise. How can you act on the, wait, no. All right, I'm going to skip reflection, the reflection exercise, because there's something I want to do on Monday. So we'll talk about it on Monday. So yes, the only thing that you have to do this weekend, your writing prompt this weekend, is I really wish others knew this about me. Okay, so you guys enjoy your weekends. I don't know what the weather's going to be like. Hopefully it'll be nice, but have a great weekend. I really appreciate you guys joining every single day. Thank you so much. Please remember to like, share, comment, repost, visit my website. There's, things that you like, that you hear. I offer mentorship classes, coaching classes, www.tsmmortgageprofessionals.com. Please give me a call. Share my group, this group that we're all in, Mint in the Making. Okay. If you feel that people can benefit from the things that we talk about. Anyway, I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you on Monday. Thanks so much, guys. Bye-bye now.